Hi guys, so welcome back to Coffee Chats. This is episode 16. I'm going to be talking about what I'm going to be doing differently or trying to do during my master's degree, so let's get into it. So apologies if I sound a bit nasally. I am a bit sick. I think I've got hay fever or whatever, so do ignore that. And I also want to apologise for being gone for a little bit and uploading really sporadically again. I've mentioned in the descriptions of most of my videos recently, I've just been really struggling with the motivation to film content for YouTube. I have been quite active on my TikTok, but long form content has kind of taken a bit of a break for me. But I'm trying to get back into it with the new academic year. I really want to try and post a little bit more this year, but we will see how that goes. So as I mentioned in the intro, this is going to be all the kind of things I want to be implementing during my master's degree, things that I've learned from doing an undergraduate that I want to do differently or want to keep doing. So for number one, it's staying organised. So this is a very, very important one, not just for masters, but undergraduate. So I bought a planner for this year. It's very cute, little bows, it's pink. I buy a diary like every year and I'm really bad at sticking to writing in them and using them, but I'm really going to try, especially as this degree is going to be quite intense. Also using my calendar, noting down important dates like exams and that kind of thing. Notion, I want to try and use Notion again. I used it a lot for like my meal plans and my budgeting in first year, so that'd be good to use again. Also to-do list, I love a list, I love ticking off, it makes me feel more productive, so that is always a good one. And also just using a reference manager. I have never in my life used a reference manager. I manually do my references. I do them as I go, I don't just leave it to the end, but then I don't know why I do that to myself. It's so much easier just using a reference manager because it's all there. You just copy and paste it, you get your citations as well, you don't even have to type them out, which again I was manually doing. So I'm gonna really try using that this year, see if that helps. Number two is to actively make an effort to make friends. I've already been doing this because I'm on the kind of university's own thing where you can make friends, people in your course and people in your accommodation. I'm also in a WhatsApp group for my university, and I've also been posting on my TikTok, kind of trying to find other master students or undergraduate students who are around the same age as me going into their first year. And I've got one friend on my course and I've got a couple of other friends who are doing masters, as well as my boyfriend. That's been good, but when I get to uni I actually want to try and talk to people, which I really struggle with. I'm quite introverted, but I just don't want to be scared to approach people, and you know, if they're my friend, they're my friend. If they're not, whatever. But I feel like I need to make that effort a lot more this year and really put myself out there. Number three is to allow myself to have free time and not burn myself out. Obviously it's important to do work, that's what you're doing a degree for, but also like not punishing myself for having some downtime, because that's just as important. Otherwise I'm just gonna overload myself. And just trying to do my hobbies, that's an important one for me. Just kind of maintaining my mental health. Number four is to try and be an active member of campus, so joining societies and actually committing to going to them, because I joined 3 societies in first year. I went to like a couple of meetings for one, never went again. I got too anxious to go. Then I was in the radio team in second year, so I did actually commit to that most of the time. And then third year I joined the music team for the student radio again, didn't go because I was really anxious. And I also joined the reading society, but then I just didn't go again because I was too anxious about not knowing people that were there. And I don't know, I get really scared, but I really just want to push myself out there. Again, it's like with the making friends thing, I just need to do it. And also make the most of opportunities, like different events throughout the year, that kind of thing. And also I actually applied for the content creation team from the uni and I got in, so through that I'm gonna be like making content about university, and it's something that I enjoy doing on my like personal accounts, so that's kind of one way that I will definitely be doing that. Number 5 is to invest in my education. As I've already mentioned, a degree is there for you to work and that kind of thing, so I want to make an effort to attend classes as much as possible unless I'm really ill, because especially living off campus this year, it's a bit more of a commitment to actually get out of bed and go, but I want to get into that routine and really make that effort. And also doing the readings, I got quite good at doing this in 3rd year, just before the seminars, so I had like kind of a basis to talk about. And also starting assignments early. I'm one of those people who will do them at the last minute and stress because I work really well under pressure, but there are going to be so many assignments this year compared to my undergraduate, so I need to actually make a start on them. Number 6, which is I think one of the most important things in this list, is to use my money wisely. So if you didn't know, when you do a master's or a PhD, you get one loan for everything, which means I have literally I don't even have the money to pay rent. I have the money for my tuition fee, and then I have about £2,000 left for the whole year for accommodation, for food, for anything. So I did work on the clearing line for Royal Holloway, so I have a little bit of money from that. I'll get some money from the content creation role, and I'm hoping to get a part-time job at the weekend or on campus, because I just need all the money that I can get, and I'm really grateful that my parents are in the position to help me with that, but I don't really want to take the piss and, you know, get takeaways every night and that kind of thing. So trying to budget is really, really important. Obviously want to have fun, you know, go on a night out, go out for a meal like once every so often, get a takeaway as a treat once or twice a month or something, if that. Number 7 is to make use of the facilities and the support that's available. So using the library and study spaces to do work instead of just being cooped up in my room. I feel like that will be good because I like changing up where I study, because I find I get bored and I get distracted in one place. So I used to go into my kitchen in combination in 1st year when I couldn't work in my room, or I went to the library. I also went to the library in 3rd year a lot while I was doing my dissertation, just trying to switch it up, keep my brain like not bored. Also careers advice, that's going to be important especially for this year. Well-being if I need it, and also like making use of the lecturers, emailing them, asking them questions, using office hours. Number 8 is to not be afraid to express myself. This is not as important as the others on the list, but I really do want to be able to feel comfortable dressing how I want, doing my makeup how I want, and not feeling anxious about people judging me, because again, I'm a very anxious person. I feel like people constantly are judging what I'm doing, looking what I'm doing, but they don't really care. So I want to be able to like dress fun if I want to, but also I'm not going to do that every day because I can't be bothered. But I'd like to wear cute outfits and not be so worried about people making fun of me, because like I said, no one really cares. And finally, number 9 is to prepare for the future. So as this is only a 1-year course, after this I will be flung into the job market, which is really not exciting. So I want to continue to be active on LinkedIn, which I started doing towards the end of 3rd year. I made my account like all nice and professional and added all my experience, my skills, all that kind of thing. Also doing research into jobs, looking at like the kind of entry-level jobs I can do to get where I want to be. Also networking, which not just on LinkedIn but in person. If there's career events, then I will try and go to those, talk to lecturers, talk to people around me, make sure I'm making those connections, and also working on my CV, because that is really important. And obviously you're constantly doing things, and this is experience that you can add to your CV. So I think that is it. I hope some of these things were helpful if you're doing a master's or an undergraduate, because like I said, they are things that kind of can be helpful for either. And if you have any tips for me, if you've done a master's or a PhD and there's something that I haven't mentioned that you think is good for me to implement or just be aware of, then please let me know in the comments. But yeah, that is the end of today's video. If you have enjoyed, make sure to like, comment any video suggestions and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.